Magdo Haro was bonded out of jail here in Las Cruces after spending only 3 hours in jail. GM says the Camaros run just fine. The problem is actually within the key fob, which is this piece right here. It's a little too long for the ignition, which may cause a motorist to bump into it, causing the engine to shut off. This is just more evidence of the ongoing drought that we're in. Instead of a field of cotton, we're standing in a field of dirt. Heard from Amalia Flores' daughter as well as first responders. All of them described the murder scene as bloody. With that, we do want to warn you that some of the details in this story may be too graphic for some viewers. And the crowd is beginning to fill in the seats here at Southwest University Park, and local business owners are hoping their energy and their excitement will mean a promising sign for downtown's revitalization. Maricela Brigante visits the Kelly Memorial Food Bank in downtown El Paso about once a month.
When I don't have enough money so I can buy food, I come here for some help.
With help, Maricela will feed her family of 6. And according to El Pasoans Fighting Hunger, she's just one of thousands of borderland residents who need their help.
99,000 people here in El Paso alone received food from one of our food pantries that we supply the food to.
The group, along with Feeding America, just released a study.
The face of hunger in the United States has changed.
According to the latest numbers, 65% of their clients have high school degrees.
It can be the single father raising a family that's had a medical crisis.
68% of El Paso households, like Maricela's, are choosing between paying their bills or paying for their groceries. With more mouths to feed in El Paso, the group is hoping this latest study will bring more awareness to the issue.
We don't make a drop in the bucket of the people that need food here.
So listo, let's go ahead.
And it's not just food and money they're looking for. How are you faring with volunteers?
We're desperate for volunteers.
We do help fight hunger in the city,
so families like Maricela's can thrive and have more money for other necessities.
They help a lot.
Gotta be in your blood for you to understand.
Ramon Tires Jr. is proud of his trade. The proof is in the pecans and cotton which surround him.
As long as there's water, we will be able to irrigate.
The farmer of 40 years has been tending to crops in Clint, and on Saturday around noon, he'll have to depend on well water.
Really doesn't affect the crops that much because we've been irrigating with good water all the summer.
Caballo Dam, fed by Elephant Butte, supplies water to area farmers. The dam usually closes around September, which is something farmers are used to.
We usually turn off the river in September, but lately it's been earlier.
The drought has impacted local farms, prompting John Evelar and Tires to save as much well water as they can.
Pumping is very expensive. The water's not as good.
The main effect is going to be financial because it's real expensive to run these irrigation wells.
Tires also claims he's had to downsize over the years.
First year, I was down 30% of my acreage because of the drought. The second year, 70%.
Not only his land, his manpower as well, cutting his help from 13 to now 6.
Kind of a hard thing to take because they had been with me so many years.
The El Paso County Water Improvement District adds we've seen water levels rise this year, but not by a lot.
We don't have as much water in the canals like we usually do.
For months, farmers will use the water they do have and look to the sky for hope.
Man knows not what water is worth until he has none.
What's the solution here?
More rain.
40-year-old Magdo Haro is out on bond, but she's not off the hook.
And when we charge based on those allegations, we're sending a message that those hateful acts are not going to be tolerated.
The Las Cruces area woman was arrested late Tuesday afternoon, accused of second-degree criminal sexual penetration and abuse of a child. The charges upgraded to a hate crime because investigators say the actions came after her teen relative revealed to her she was gay.
I've talked to some investigators around here who, in their careers, haven't come across investigations like this.
News Channel 9 obtained the criminal complaint, which illustrates the disturbing details. In it, the victim was allegedly forced to take off her clothes in front of Haro to prove she's a woman and not a man.
It was designed to attract men instead of a woman designed to attract women.
It further states Haro beat the girl with a shoe, leaving bruises on her arms and back. The complaint also states the victim performed sex acts in front of the suspect because she was afraid the suspect would sexually molest her. And also goes on to say that she threatened to kill the victim and herself if she had known that she was lesbian. With a second-degree charge now facing the 40-year-old woman, investigators are making it clear abuse like this won't be tolerated. As for those in the community who may identify with a sexual orientation other than straight, there are resources. The Las Cruces trans people meet monthly and offer informal meetings to flesh out issues.
We invite them all to come and just talk about things.
And most importantly, they offer support.
There's no magic in it. They need to be tolerant. They need to recognize this is part of the human condition. It's not an illness.